Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Thursday, February 8th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple of things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, that's good. And it looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on the daily time frame. Liquidity there, 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 there. Over to the 8-hour time frame. Going down to the 4-hour time frame. Going over to the 2-hour time frame. Down to the 1-hour time frame. Down to the 30-minute. Color that red. Down here. Go down to the 10-minute. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys. So looking over here at the liquidity chart, the first level of liquidity above is going to be at 38,821. This might get hit pre-market. We'll see what happens on market open. Also, the lower level down here is going to be at 38,750. So these are the first two levels of liquidity closest to price. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 8th. Got liquidity marked up right here. Looks like that first level of liquidity is getting hit right here pre-market, like we mentioned. Going over to our main chart, I'm going to mark up 630. I'm going to go on the 4-hour time frame real quick, see if there's any structure up here. Same structure from yesterday. So price is currently in the 4-hour resistance zone. Going down to the 1-hour. All right, so price is kind of squeezing right now in between the 4-hour and 1-hour resistance levels. It's pretty messy right here where price is currently at. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark this up right here so that you guys can see. Not sure how price is going to move here on open, but I mean, it's pretty much in the 4-hour resistance level at the moment. So that's kind of where price is at right now. 1-hour resistance is right here. Price pretty much is bounced off the 1-hour or 1-hour support actually. Bounce off that point. right here and it's pushing up. All right, so there goes our clean chart. We'll come back to this later. If it's too messy, we'll just take off the 4-hour resistance and we'll just draw our own structure with it. Here is our PRB chart over here. And let's see what's here so far. So morning iPad, morning Daniel, morning Funme, morning Albert, morning Hawk. Happy Thursday. Morning Shannon, morning Nicholas, morning Rashida, morning everybody. So, all right, guys, looks like pretty much everybody is here so far. Market's gonna open in about 2 minutes. Morning, David. And we are ready to go. So guys, I think for this live session, I'm probably only going to stay on for the PRB entry. So I'll probably be on until like about 7. I'm going to get on the mentoring session with the mentoring group real quick. And then we're going to make this really quick and straight to the point. I have a flight to catch in about an hour. So I have to be out of here by 7:30. So I'm just going to try to get in and out of the PRB entry, cover the mentoring session. And then tomorrow I'll be in Arizona, so I'll have more time. I'll be in the hotel. And then we can have our normal live session and mentoring session after that. So I'll try to do this real quick, get the PRB out of the way. Trend right now is currently bullish, so we'll probably be looking for a buy here. Oh no, William said it's raining in Tucson today. Yeah, I know the weather is kind of cold out there. When I first checked the weather last week, it said it was going to be like in the high 60s. I checked last night, it's going to be in the 50s, so it's going to be pretty cold. I'll be in Phoenix, so I was hoping I'd be able to explore, but I don't think so. So it's all good. It is what it is. Market is going to open shortly, about 1 minute. Daniel said price is close to the all-time high. So let me go real quick. I'll just draw a line up there. So I'll see where that all-time high is. All right, yeah, it's kind of close. But we'll see what happens here on open, guys. So market is about to open in about 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Market is now open, guys. So here we go with market open. This is the opening candle right here. It looks like we might be getting the rejection right here. We'll see if price pushes back up from where it's currently at. All right, so if this candle here closes with a big wick on the bottom, that's going to be a confirmation of rejection. Push back to the upside. Yeah, almost done with that print right there, Maddie. Mark of opening price right there. I think there was news at 5:30 and that was kind of it, right? 5:30 and then news at 7. We'll probably be done by 7, so it's not really going to be a big deal. So we have news over here at 5:30. Obviously the kind of weird looking candle right here. Then we got news at 7 o'clock and 7:30. All right, we got the print right there, guys. So now we're just looking for some space. Looking for some space in between. So ideally, I want this candle here to close like decently green. All right, let's see how this candle here closes. It has about 20 seconds left on it. So I just want it to close like this right now, like a decently green candle. Like a middle green candle, basically. Looks like we're getting space right here. About 5 seconds left on this candle right here. And we have space. So we got space right here. Now we just need to look for that retracement and turn around. So I'll be looking for price to come back down and to swing back up. So basically, I'm looking for a wick on the bottom. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a big wick on the bottom side. So now we're looking for entry. All right, there's no wick on the bottom yet. I'm looking for that wick on the bottom. We might get it here. Let's see. This wicks up and we might have an entry here, guys. All right, we do have an entry right here. So the entry was like right here. Let me see if I can get into it.
Order submitted.
I got like horrible entry on this, guys. Gotta watch it. Price is super spiky today. Unfortunately, I got stopped out. It's all good. So this is the first loss we had for the PRB entry, guys. It was kind of tricky how this entry came up. It just ended up, yeah, this is a nasty candle right here. It looked like it was going to swing up and then it just ended up coming straight down. So unfortunately, first loss for the PRB right here. It's the first loss in over a month, so it was bound to happen. I don't know if anybody entered, if everybody entered, but I got into it. Looks like Maddie got into it too, and we got stopped out. So it's all good. So other than that, yeah, there's no other opportunity here. So other than that, I mean, I guess we could maybe look for another entry, but for the most part, I think I might wrap it up for the day. If there's any questions right now, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. If anything, we can just stay on. We'll just keep the mentoring session on here, so I don't have to go and open a new live session. But there goes PRB entry, guys. So I'll put it into my journal real quick so that you guys can see. First PRB loss for the year of 2024, which is pretty good. Let's see. So how many trading days do we have so far? Today is Thursday. So today's Thursday. We had, let's see. So 5 times 4 plus 4, 24. All right. So 23 divided by 24. The PRB is currently at a 95.8% win rate. So I'm just pretty good. I'm gonna try it again tomorrow, and hopefully by then we'll win and they'll just recoup this loss. We had wins for Monday, Tuesday, or sorry, Monday and Wednesday. So we have 2 wins, 1 loss this week. I'm gonna add this over here to stop loss hit on the PRB for a loss of 25 points. So first loss of 2024. All right, so I'm gonna go and put this into my spreadsheet. Entry came up at 636. Right here. So looking at the entry time, this is actually one of the earliest PRBs that we took for all the PRBs. You typically came around like 7, 6, like closer to 7 o'clock, 6:44, closer to 7. This is the earliest PRB that we had. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, entry coming too early, but we're still going to document it and we're going to continue taking this entry here. So far, we only had 2 losses for this entire year. And for the PRB, that's the first loss. So pretty slow. The stats are still really good for the year so far. And for the month, 80% win rate for the month so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wins, 1 loss off PRB, and then 2 are PRBs from last week. So yeah, I mean, it happens. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. The trend's still bullish right now, so there's no VR or there's no V1 entry down here identifying the reversal. And let me just screenshot my loss too, so I can show you guys. Right here. Huh. I don't know what happened, but thankfully only, so my copier, I accidentally didn't enable 2 of the accounts. So So the accounts got kind of saved off that loss. But let me show you real quick. Losses weren't that bad. You can take a screenshot of this from here. Luckily for me, forgot to turn the copier on to the accounts. All right. Let me post this real quick. No V1 entries there. All right, so you guys will see here. I guess I got lucky on that. Okay, so here is my Discord or my losses for the day. So you can see it's the same thing as yesterday. There's some slippage on like one account here, or two accounts actually. Two of my copiers here, I actually forgot to turn them on, so there was no loss on that account. So basically over here, I lost, I'll just add it up. It's easier. We'll add it up and then we'll compare it to this week's earnings so far. So let's see, 510 plus 510 plus 1390 plus 510 plus 510 plus 510. When did I put down there? So let's see, we got one, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. All right, so I have a loss of 11,960. All right, so let me see the charts real quick. There's no entries here, so you guys are not missing out on anything. There's also no trend, so there's nothing that you guys can take right now anyways to begin with. So here are my losses, being fully transparent with you guys. I took the trade with you guys. Unfortunately, it was a loss, but it's all good. It's one of the losses we have to endure to keep up our consistency and discipline. So I'm gonna add up all my profits for this week so far. I think the first day of this week was the 5th. So let's add this up real quick. So on Monday, I made 1,500 because I got caught up in this trade right here, if you guys remember on Monday. So all I made was 1,500 on Monday. On Wednesday, I made 14,940. So a total of 16,440 profit. And then today I had one loss for negative 11,960. So I'm still in profit for the week so far, 4,480. Hopefully tomorrow it's a win for the PRB entry, and then this will just bounce right back up. So this loss basically would not have happened. And then luckily I didn't take the trade on these two accounts, so I actually didn't lose as much as I normally would have. So there goes my total P&L for the week so far. All I've been taking is a PRB entry, and then we'll see how we wrap this week up tomorrow. Other than that, there's not really much else here to look at. I do have to catch a flight in about an hour, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat right now, guys. We'll just continue the mentoring session on here. I think all you guys are already on here anyways. So if there's any questions that you guys have for the mentoring session, just let me know, and then we'll cover whatever you guys need to on here, so we don't have to get off here and then get on another session. Tomorrow we'll do it how we normally do, because I'm not on a time constraint. But right now, I just don't see any other entries here. So see if there's any questions here in the chat real quick before we continue on. Yeah, Ross said, anytime I'm in a hurry, I lose as well. The space is not really not there. I think, yeah, exactly, Ross. The space really wasn't there because I was kind of in a rush today with the entry. I probably could have held off on this entry because I was waiting for it to close. And if I just held off and waited for it to swing back up, I would have been okay, right? But it's okay. I got to stick to the strategy because that's how the strategy is. The only way to really understand how well it works is if I take it how it's supposed to be taken. So it's okay. I'm going to eat that loss right there. As you guys can see, there's actually a lot of red flags in this area. So that same entry point that we had, price rejected off the sessions on both sides. So it was a tricky entry. This could have shot up or it could have shot down. Obviously right here, it did shoot down, but this could have really shot up in either direction. It could have shot up or it could have shot down. So there's really no telling what could have happened here. The only way we could find out is if we took the trade, which we did. So That's pretty much all that I got for this here specifically, even though we don't really pay any attention to the red flags for the PRV entry. But just reviewing the trades here, I mean, it was from the beginning of the session, we already knew it was kind of messy because price was within the 4-hour resistance level. So it was kind of a sign that price may have come down. But yesterday, we didn't really pay any mind to that, and it still played out perfect. So we're going to keep the strategy as it is now. If there's any need for any adjustments, then obviously I'm going to make some adjustments. But I think right now we're fine. There's no need to make any adjustments. If the market does change a bit, we'll adapt with the market. I think the only changes that we'll probably run into over the next couple of months is volatility. Volatility right now is actually really low. I'm surprised it spiked down this hard on that candle because we got stopped out on one candle here, and the ATR is only 13.9. So the volatility is actually really low. We just ended up getting caught in the big spike right here, and now price kind of flattened out a bit, which is all good. It happens sometimes. So let me scroll up real quick. Just want to make sure I'm not missing out on any other questions here. Let me make this bigger. All right, cool. Yeah, Nick said he's done for the day. Rashida said she got in early on the first red candle with the wick, got out at 870 profit. Nice work, Rashida. Yeah, quick thinking right there. As you guys know, with this strategy, it's very subjective. It's very subjective and discretionary. So people can typically, get in and out at different price points. For me, I'll try to get in at the best entry time and best entry point as possible, which we have been. But there's always going to be different times where people can make entries here. Otherwise, the trend is starting to shift to the downside. There's no upwards V1 variation, so there's still no room for entry here. There's a V1 pattern that's starting to set up right here. Let me go to our main chart. There's a V1 pattern that is setting up right here. However, the trend is still bearish. So there's no room for entry here just yet. Yeah, Nick said, make sure not to revenge trade, guys. If you guys are upset about this loss, then log off of all your accounts and close your NC. Yeah, no, for sure. That's me. That's what I'm going to do right now, actually. I'm actually going to shut down my PC. I mean, it wouldn't matter. I'm not going to revenge trade anyway. You guys just know that I don't really revenge trade. Yeah, I'm going to shut down my laptop real quick because I have to actually pack this for the trip so I can trade with you guys tomorrow. But other than that, let me scroll down a little bit and see if there's anything else. Yeah, Nick said, I'm honestly glad we got the loss out of the way. Now we can get back to our winning streak. I know, right? That's exactly what I'm looking for. That is literally how I feel too. And I think that's how we all feel about these trades sometimes. When the strategy is too good and there hasn't been a loss, you kind of just waiting for that loss to happen, right? Because we've tested the strategy for the entire year and it hasn't had a loss. Well, I wasn't able to test it yet December, but from January up until now, there hasn't been a loss for the PRB. It's just too good of a strategy, and you're like wondering if it's real or not. So it's time to get back to that winning streak. Anyways, price is currently ranging right here. There's a V1 pattern from below and a V1 pattern from above, as you guys can see here. The V1 pattern from below is pretty much irrelevant because the trend here is starting to shift to the downside. Right now, we have this current sideways movement. But if anything, you guys are probably going to look for some sells here. So the main thing that you guys want to look for here is probably price to come down slightly, come back up, and establish a double top rejection over here with the V1, right? If you get two reversal patterns right here, then this is where an entry for a sell can come in, right? Entry for a sell can come in right there. Or price may come up slightly and then come back down further and provide an entry down here for a breakout V3 continuation, right? There's a lot of different opportunities that are still available here on the chart. It's just, I think for me personally, in order to keep consistency up, I'm only going to stick to the PRV entries for a while, mainly for the mentoring group, right? Because I want to lead by example and show you guys, if you just take the PRV entry, you're probably going to be pretty good. The main difference with this too is that the risk is a lot higher for these scalps. That's why these scalps rarely come up. For the other scalps, the V1 variations and the breakout V3 continuations, they're great strategies, but you have to really pay attention for them to come up. when you need them to, right? I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of people. They don't have the patience to wait for it. So if you can just take the PRB entry in the morning and be done, just like we did right now, take the PRB, be done, and then reset, do the same thing again the next day, then you can find that consistency and discipline. Because I think it's a lot easier when you're focusing on just one strategy a day that works a certain way versus looking for like 3 strategies every single day and not really get a grasp of like what you're looking for. So this high low over here got broken, guys. There's no longer a structure there. The trend here is now bearish, but price is still kind of going sideways here at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Nick said 1-to-1. I think that's a good part about the PRB strategy is that it's a 1-to-1 and it has a very high win rate. Like I did the math earlier, it's like at a 90, what is it? So 24 divided by 25, it's at a 90%, 96% win rate right now for the PRB. So that's a pretty good win rate for a 1-to-1 strategy, right? As long as you stay above 50% with a 1-to-1 strategy, you'll be perfectly fine because you'll be profitable regardless at that point. All right, there's another structure right here, guys. So this could be setting up for a breakout B3 continuation. I've already turned off my laptop, so I can't take this trade even if I wanted to. Yeah, I shut down my laptop, so I can't even open NinjaTrader back up. So if I see a breakout B3 continuation come up right here, I'll mark it up for you guys and I'll show you guys where it's at. But there is a confluence right here for a V1. Now you're looking for a sell signal and a following red candle. If you can get those two, then this is going to be an entry for a breakout V3 continuation. So guys, if you guys are part of the mentoring group and you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And then we'll cover any questions before we wrap this up for the day. But I'm probably going to be getting off pretty shortly by 7 o'clock. I kind of run to the airport and be there by 7:30. I have all my bags packed already, so I'm good. So if you guys have any questions, just pop into the chat now, and then we'll cover all your questions before we get off this live session. See, Nick sent a CNBC report here. Stocks open a little change. S&P hovers near 5,000. All right, let's check CNBC real quick. Yeah, not too much here. All right, so we currently have the sell signal, guys. We have the V1 pattern right here. We have a sell signal. We need a red candle after it. The only problem is that the session is right here, so it's a little too close. So if it gets too close, I don't think there's going to be any room for entry there. Actually, just looking at it from my perspective here, yeah, there's definitely not going to be any room for entry here, even if we get a breakout V3 continuation. Let's see. PC said he's unable to close trade in Ninja. He had 10 contract orders. It closed out 4, 6 are pending, and it's not closing. So go to the Apex website. Nick just sent the link right there, PC. Go to the Apex, just log into Apex, and then there's going to be a button to flatten your trades. So you log in. There's a flatten button on the left side, and then it'll close out all your trades. It's like a fail-proof way to get out of the position. Let's see. Andrew said heading out for the day before a revenge trade, volatility is too low. Yeah, the volatility is super low right now, guys. So there's not even any opportunity for entries here. You guys can see the volatility below 15. It's a lot lower than it was yesterday and the day before. I think the thing with the strategy that we apply is that it works well in high volatility markets. It doesn't have to be super high, but it needs to be above 15 at the very least. So let me just scroll up real quick. Let's see, question from Nicholas. Nicholas is asking, do you feel there could be 2 PRB entries during the 30-minute window? I mean, possibly, yeah. I mean, the way that I apply it, so like if you guys want to keep applying the PRB like in the future, it could be something similar to like, say, a PRB continuation, right? But let me see. Nicholas mentioned, would 948 be a PRB? Let's see. No, it wouldn't. So in order for it to be let me go to the clean chart over here, Nicholas, so I can show you. So let me delete that. So looking at this here, the trend shifted like right here, right? So at this point, this is where you can find the first retracement. So nothing's really retraced from this point yet. Price just started coming down after, the trend shifted. So if it is coming down right here, you're looking for the retracement back up, which hasn't really happened yet. I mean, price is pulling back slightly, but it's not really a retracement, right? You want price to kind of push up and then shoot back down. So you can see price kind of pushes up and then it corrects back to the downside. So there's actually no retracement rejection here just yet. But I mean, if you wanted to follow it, then yeah, you can look for the entry here because it can still technically come up at a later time here. Let's see, Nicholas said, so the retracement needs to happen when the pivots are aligned. Yeah, exactly. So the first thing that you look for when we're looking for the PRV is once the pivots are aligned. So you want to make sure that the level 4 pivot is above all the other pivots, or the level 4 pivot is below all the other pivots, right? So like this right here is obviously a bullish trend, and this right here is now a bearish trend. So that's kind of what you're looking for at this point. Exactly, yeah. So Nicholas said the retracement at 947 happened while the pivots weren't aligned. Exactly. So if this retracement happened here, but the trend was already bearish, then yeah, possibly that could be the retracement, and this could maybe be your space, and then you could have looked for price to come back down. PC. So if you're looking to close it here, let me show you. I'm gonna log into TradeView real quick. Let's see if I can show you. All right, so if you go to TradeView right here, there's a button here that says exit at market and cancel, or it should just say exit all and cancel all. So this button right here is how you close everything, PC. Just open a chart window and it'll say exit at market and cancel. Once you click that, it pretty much it should close out of everything that you have that's currently pending. That's how you close out of all your positions. You can do it that way, or there's also a button that says flatten all on NinjaTrader. And then on the Apex website, there's that failsafe button. Okay, perfect. So whenever that happens, PC, this is what you'd want to click out of. The exit at market and cancel. That will pretty much close out of all your positions that are pending or anything that's kind of just sitting there. I think you probably had multiple positions that were just sitting. I don't know if you hit bid or ask. If you hit bid or ask, you probably put a pending order there to enter the sell, and that's probably what happened at that point. It should have closed all. I'm not sure why it did that. Are you using a copier or so? Which copier are you using? PC, are you using Ripple Console? Because I've never had an issue with Ripple Console before. Oh, so you're just trading one account. Wait, so were your losses on the other accounts that were still pending? Did you have a big loss on those, or are those they just never filled? First time you did a trade on Ninja. Yeah. So probably should have tried it on the sim account first to test that. You probably pushed a button that wasn't to enter at market. So did you have a bigger loss, or did you just not fill those other contracts? Okay, so your other contracts never filled. You probably hit bid or ask. I think that's what you hit. So this is probably what you hit. If you hit sell ask, this means that it only sells at the specific price you want it. So for example, right here, price is at 87, or it's at 38,773, right? If you hit sell ask, it's only going to fill at that price. So what happened was when we took our entry, price came down super hard already, right? So price never came back up to fill your order. So I think you probably hit bid ask instead of sell market, because those are two different entry types. If you click sell ask, it's only going to fill at that specific price. And if you hit sell market, it should fill pretty much all of them automatically. That's weird. That doesn't sound right. Because if that was the case, then you'd have a loss for all 10 contracts. So the only thing I can think of that you did in PCG, you hit sell ask instead of sell market. If you sold market, it would have sold all your entries and you'd have 10 losses. So since you only had 4 losses, that means that it only filled 4 of your contracts. So if you hit sell ask, for example, it's only going to fill 4 of your contracts at that price point. Because the thing is, price never came back up to fill, right? Our entry happened like right here. And what happened, well, from my perspective, is that you filled 4 of your contracts, price came down and never filled the rest of the 6. So I think that's kind of what happened there, especially if you're taking one account. Just make sure when you're entering the trade, you're hitting sell market, not sell ask. But that's kind of what I see, because I think that's the only way your other contracts wouldn't fill, because if they were all market, they would get in at different prices and they would just get in right away. But it's all good. I mean, I guess that kind of worked in your favor, PC. You didn't take a loss on all your contracts. You took partials, which is kind of what happened with me too. I only took losses on, I think, 8 of my accounts. I forgot to copy on 2 of them. So glad that fixed your account and there was no problem there. Let's see, Randy said, could you do a chart replay like you did yesterday with the PRB for the breakdown analysis? Yeah, sure, Randy. So do you want me to do a chart replay of today? Or did you want me to do it of a different day? Or did you want me to show you how to do the chart replay? Let's go back over here real quick, guys. So there's still no entries here. The trend is still bearish. There's a V1 pattern right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, guys. So let's see. Daniel said ATR is dead. Hopefully it picks up a bit after news. Yeah, it's pretty dead right now. Let me see if Matt's here. Hey, Matt Chow. So I remember getting a message from you yesterday asking about the trading journal, and Lucas is asking about the same thing. So I'm just going to show you guys right now. So I'm not sure if this answers your question, Matt, but in order to get access to the trading journal, you just go down right here. So Lucas, you'll go down to the trading journal tab right here. If you guys don't see this, make sure you go to the top here where it says Kodi Kai Trades, click the drop down and click show all channels. Because if you don't, it's only going to show you a couple of them. If you click show all channels, it's going to show you pretty much all of them here. So you just go down to the trading journal. And if you want to get a blank one, the blank one will be right here. So just go down to this second one right here where it says blank template. You click on this right here. It'll pull up a blank template. And I see this happen with a lot of people. They try to access it. They're like asking for access, but you don't need access to it. You just click File, go to Make a Copy, and then it'll make a copy, and then you can write on it. You can't write on this one because this is a template. This is why people can't have access to it. But you just click on that button there, go to File, make a copy. It'll copy over to your own drive, and then from there you can fill it in. So January's already done. If you guys just want to get rid of January, you can do that. You can just highlight all of this, right click, click delete rows, and then you'll just have February there. But if you guys want to keep January, I mean, that's fine too. You guys can keep January. It's just up to you guys, however you guys want to do it. But all right, so guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get off right now, unfortunately. News is right here on this candle. There's another V1 pattern. It's right at news. And there's a V1 pattern right there. Still no entries. ATR is very low. So if you guys want to take some entries, I'd probably wait for the ATR to pick up a little bit. But this is a little bit of an unusual market, right? It's a low ATR market. The PRB didn't hit today, which it's all good. But it's kind of like should have been expected because the ATR is so low. Seems like the market here isn't really choosing a direction very much. And it's kind of going sideways around this 4-hour resistance level. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. I'll be back live tomorrow, same time. I'll be in Arizona, so I got to catch my flight right now. My flight is leaving at 7:30, so I got to run to the airport like right now. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. Henry has one last question. He's asking if the momentum counter scalp is still a strat. Yeah, it is. If you want to take that, Henry, that still works. Just watch the video in the course, and then it'll explain how that's applied. But yeah, all the strategies we applied in the past, they still work. I just don't apply it myself, but they all pretty much work the same. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go catch my flight, and I'll see you guys